morning everybody, and welcome to Living Plant-Based with Rosie. So today I'm going to show everybody how I make my morning tonic. Now this tonic is what helps me stay away from coffee. I used to drink a lot of coffee back in the day. I used to work double shifts at the hospital, and we literally had a Starbucks across the street. So I lived there morning, noon, and night. I was always drinking coffee. And coffee's one of the things that I miss when I started eating plant-based and mostly raw. Coffee was the hardest thing that I had to let go of. And it wasn't easy, but this tonic is something that really gives me that feeling of drinking like a hot mocha latte kind of drink without having to have all the caffeine and all the unhealthy fat. So I just switched it to healthy fat and no caffeine. So it's very simple. You only need about 5 ingredients plus water. So the first thing you do is you get the small cup for your NutriBullet, and that would be like a cup of coffee for anybody. You could definitely choose a bigger cup. So I make a hemp milk from this. So I'm going to put about 1 big small spoon, like your regular spoons, the small ones. I would say about 1.5 teaspoons of hemp seeds in there. So that's the first thing I put in. Then I add about 6 raw cashews. I put those in there because I want this to be really creamy. So I want that creamy texture as if I had like a whole milk in there. So that's what the cashews and the hemp seeds do. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this, and I'm going to blend this in the NutriBullet. It doesn't take long at all, and you could also do this with almond milk. As you can see, you get all that milk from the hemp seed. Oops, my NutriBullet is leaking a little bit. That's actually what happens when the liquids are really thin. Okay, there we go. So you get this really creamy, and I don't know if you guys can see, it's kind of frothy milk consistency, and that's what you want. Like I said, you could do this with almond milk. You're going to put it in a little saucepan, and this is where I boil it. I don't actually boil it, I warm it up. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Alright, so once you do that, oh, I forgot to mention, if you want your, well, you probably would want your milk sweet. So what you do is you add 2 medjool dates, pitted dates, so you could add them to the milk when you mix it. You could add the dates and sweeten your milk, but in my case, I would have done that if I didn't have some date water that I actually soaked my dates overnight to make my date syrup or date honey that I usually make. So what date syrup and date honey is basically you soak pitted dates overnight and you put them in the blender and blend them and make them into a thick honey. Keep that in the refrigerator for a couple of days, and you could sweeten all your drinks, desserts, or whatever, just as you would using honey or any type of syrup. Okay, so I'm using the water where I soaked the dates. I had some left over because I actually put the water, when I soak them, I put the water in the blender with the dates to blend it, but it doesn't need much water. So the leftover water, I save it and I put it in my tonics. And in this case, it's going to go right in there for this tonic that I'm making. But remember, like I said, if you don't have that available, put a couple of dates in the milk when you blend it, your hemp milk or your almond milk. But I like you doing the hemp milk and the cashews because it's a little bit faster. I don't have to milk my almond milk from and use the cheesecloth to milk it. So this is a lot easier and faster. All right, the next thing you're gonna put in your hemp milk while it's heating up, you're gonna put 1 teaspoon of the dandelion blend, and this is a trick. This is my coffee substitute. So I'm going to tell you guys exactly what's in there. It's, the ingredients are extracts of roasted barley, rye, chicory root, dandelion root, and sugar beets with no GMOs. Now, I'm not a big fan of sugar beets because that's a processed sugar that they process out of beets. But in this case, I couldn't find one that was from a dandelion brand that didn't have it. So I went ahead and I got this. Now this one has no GMOs, so that's a plus. It's not organic, but it has no GMOs. Once I finish this one, I'm gonna go ahead and look for an organic blend. But yes, dandelion blend is the substitute for my coffee, and honestly, it smells a little bit like coffee and has that bitterness that coffee has sometimes, but it's really, really delicious with all the roasted stuff in there. So I get this bag on Amazon. So you can look for it on Amazon. It's really not expensive, and this big bag makes about 454 cups of your herbal drink. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that teaspoon in there, a whole teaspoon of this, and that's a big teaspoon. Maybe a little bit less than that you might want to put. And then I put cacao powder. So this is raw cacao powder. So it's not the roasted one. This is the raw one because it's very rich in minerals, and this is the one I use. But if you do not want anything that has caffeine, because I think cacao powder does have a little bit of caffeine, you could use carob powder. And carob powder, it's like cacao powder, but it has no caffeine in it, and it does not give you that high that coffee or chocolate gives you. This is just, carob is like a fruit that they dry, and then they post it and they make it into a powder, and it's already sweet. Unlike cacao, cacao's not sweet. So if you use carob powder, it's gonna sweeten your tea as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put about half of the teaspoon of cacao. So this is, or a little bit more actually, because this is gonna give it a really chocolatey flavor. So this is what makes my herbal drink, so-called coffee. This is what gives it that chocolatey mocha flavor. So there we go. All I'm gonna do is heat it. I don't want to bring this to a boil because I don't want to boil all the ingredients. What I want to do is heat it up really, really nice and warm. And that's what's happening right now. It's starting to get warm, and I'm trying to break down all the powder from the chocolate. And the herbal one, this is actually instant, so that just dilutes immediately once you put it in the water. You could actually, I don't know if you can, I haven't tried it, but you could probably put it in your coffee maker, your drip, if you want that drippy coffee in the morning. You could try it as well there. I'm sure nothing would happen. Okay, so I think I got it all mixed in. So I want to show you guys what it looks like. This is what it should look like. Oh wow, it's kind of hard, but let me see. It's almost like a creamy coffee. I don't know how I can show you guys without tipping this over. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a clear cup, and that way you guys will be able to see. Excuse me, I have a cup up here. There we go. So let me go ahead and pour this in there. This is exactly what it looks like a really creamy coffee, yummy, delicious latte coffee. And that's how I make my tonic. Very easy, very simple. I'm gonna take a picture. So I'll take a picture of the ingredients so you guys could know exactly what I put. Like I said, 5 ingredients and plus the water, your dandelion blend, your hemp seeds, hearts of hemp seeds, your cacao powder, carob if you don't want the cacao, dates, and a couple of cashews, and you'll get your delicious mochaccino or cappuccino, whatever you like to call it, but it's so good. Smells like coffee, but tastes a little bit like chocolate in coffee as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up like. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook as well, Living Plant-Based with Rosie. I also have another channel, Living Raw with Rosie, and Facebook as well, Living Raw with Rosie, where I teach everybody tricks and recipes on how to stay healthy and plant-based. Thank you so much, you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.